Good afternoon. I'm here in the Simpson Bay Marina of St. Martin on the Dutch side. My name is Martin and this is my Bavaria 34 holiday, Jambo. I've crossed the Atlantic in January, then I sailed a little bit around Guadeloupe, then Antigua, Barbuda, had a small stop at St. Kitts, and now I'm here since a few days. Was at anchor there in the bay, and today I moved here to the marina because I'm getting the first visitors here in the Caribbean Sea. The man's crew is coming, Heinz, Wilm and Klaus. We four want to cruise a little bit around St. Martin, Anguilla and some Barths, and I'm really looking forward to that after more than 2 months on myself, getting the guys in, and we'll have a good time.
Ja, wir haben einen Stau auf der Autobahn.
Warm welcome in the Caribbean Sea. So the 3 guys have arrived. Klaus is mood here, Wilm the man at the helm, and Heinz the senior sailor. So guys, welcome in the Caribbean Sea. Let's have a nice time. Cheers.
Cheers.
Bye bye Simpson Bay Marina. Good morning! We have just left the Simpson Bay Marina and are now waiting at the bridge. We'll put all the fenders and lines in, the normal program. Our today's destination is the French side of the island. So we are sailing to the Marin Bay, are clearing in there, and then we want to cruise on further to Alpinel. Yeah, let's see what the day brings. Our beach is starboard with the closest beach at a runway.
I guess that things can only get better from here, but sometimes I wonder I might have met the love of my life, but I lost a number. Never mind, she declined to the first date. I went to Vegas with a roommate. Never mind all the lines on the highway. I aim to misbehave 'cause I'm just having a good day, having a good day, having a real good morning. I'm just having a good day, having a good day, having a real good morning. I'm just having a good time, having a bad day, yeah. A real good morning.
We've made it. We dropped the anchor at 4 meters depth, and I'm now jumping into the dinghy and drive over and do customs clearance.
I'm just having a good day, having a good day.
Yeah, I found the customs clearance location. So it's here in the chip center, but they've just closed and open at 2 p.m. so we have to wait a couple of hours. Just missed the opening time. So I drive back, and then at 2 I'm back here.
A real good morning. A real good morning.
We've heaved the anchor on our way to Alpinel. I did the customs clearance, which was the best here. On the French islands, you put everything in on a computer and then you print it out. They stamp it, sign it, okay, check the documents before, and that's it. So no payment required. That was the best here, really good. I like that. Yeah, now we're cruising probably for another couple of hours or 1.5 hours to the island. I guess there's a nice bay, at least that's what people told me. Yeah, we are looking forward to that. Shallow waters at starboard ahead. So we are approaching Pinel. It's a bit tricky here. The Atlantic swell is coming on shallow water. Few breaking waves here, but all good at the moment. We've made it about 20 nautical miles to get here to the Isle Pinel. Very nice place. So clearing was very easy, customs clearance at Marigot Bay, already told that. Yeah, it was a little bit tricky to get in here because the swell from the Atlantic was exactly here on the entrance. But we made it and now we are relatively calm. Not too bad, it looks very nice over there. And yeah, let's enjoy the beer for the successful cruise and successful anchor maneuver. Cheers! Cheers! Cheers, 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 cheers.
My heart's been ripped wide open. So many mixed emotions. It's like I finally noticed.
Good morning! Yeah, we are getting started. We're going to jump into the dinghy and then drive over and we'll explore the restaurants and enjoy the island life.
Would I become if I stop playing goalie on all of my thoughts? Yeah. Speaking out straight from my heart, but now I see. But now I see. Oh, I see this love is taking over, breaking through my chest and overflowing. With every single beat, it draws me closer, closer to you. I'm never gonna hold back being someone to lean on. I'll always be that 2 AM phone call when you need one. When everything in life is getting harder to shoulder, I'll be your soldier. My heart's been ripping wide open. Open, 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 wide open.
Unfortunately, my microphone is letting me down the next day, but I still have it all in my mind. We have really enjoyed our stay on the island and liked especially the beach restaurants. Today we are continuing our cruise and firstly have to drive through the area with shallower water, which is met by the Atlantic swell, and we are very careful again. Our today's destination is Anse Marcel, and it's only a short drive around the northwestern tip of the island. We were able having a look into that bay on the way up, and it seemed very interesting. We are having a great time, and I think that can be seen on the faces as well. Now we are in the bay, and I have the opportunity filming a turtle. This part of the island is a popular destination for vacationers, and here is even a marina. Unfortunately, a lot has been destroyed by recent hurricanes, but the construction work is already in progress. The beach is very beautiful with fine white sand. However, there's not so much going on as the reconstruction has not finished yet. We are lucky finding our way to the only restaurant and are having some lunch.
It's too late now to turn around and back again.
Good morning! We are getting ready to heave the anchor. We're also ready to dock at the fuel station in the Marin Bay, and we also want to do customs clearance, clearing out, because the next stop is St. Barths. Well, let's see how it all goes. Au revoir, Anse Marcel. Very nice here. Marin Bay ahead.
I'm sorry, my actions, they haunt me. I'll never live.
We're now at the petrol station. We refilled the water tank, and we also put some petrol for the dinghy in.
You call my bluff, I won't pick up, I let it ring. Record your voice so I can listen back.
So we did customs clearance, so we are out now. I had to key in everything again, so it was not possible to use the old clearance number, but we are now cleared out. All good. So we're now on our way to St. Barths. Don't think we will sail because the wind is fairly low wind speed, 2 to 3 before, but let's see how it is on the southern side of the island. Might be better there. But we are looking forward to St. Barths. St. Barths ahead. It looks really great. Now we are approaching Gustavia. There are some boys. We made it. I'm a little bit exhausted. I heaved up the anchor 3 times manually. First time in the morning when we left Anse Marcel, second time at Marin Bay, and now here the first drop was not perfect, so I had to heave it again. So yeah, then you know what you have done. I already did the customs clearance, very easy here, as usually on the French islands here. Very good. Yeah, and now I'm just looking forward to the well-deserved anchor beer, and obviously Anke's arrival tomorrow, but that's another story. Cheers!
Cheers!
Au revoir, Gustavia! Short but nice. I'm on my way to Martinique. We broke up the cruise with Klaus, Wilm and Heinz. They left this morning in Gustavia because of the crisis around the coronavirus. We found out a couple of days ago that St. Martin has restrictions for people who have been within 21 days in Germany, and those 3 guys arrived from Germany on the 9th of March, and then we did customs clearance. We cleared out and they got the exit stamp in the passport, and they would enter the country again, and that is now no longer allowed. So we changed our plans at that time and went to St. Barths and wanted to organize a return, and then during the night we saw some further news. The Azores are closed, some further islands are closing the borders. That we had a little crisis meeting this morning here on board, and we decided that they fly as soon as possible to Martinique. They are now actually on the flight. We got a flight for 12 o'clock noontime, and I think that was the right decision. We even thought it might not good if I take them on the boat to Martinique, because if Martinique is putting those rules in place, we couldn't enter Martinique. That means we all would need to stay in quarantine for 14 days, including myself. Also, I haven't been in Germany for the last 2.5 months, so I'm fine. I also checked my passport, all the stamps, so I can clearly show that I've been on Antigua, St. Martin, I should be fine also getting in now single-handed. That should work, but together with the other guys, I couldn't go with the sailing yacht into a marina or enter into the country, so I couldn't do customs clearance. So I think it was a good decision. They will organize a further flight from Martinique back to Germany, and the chances from Martinique are pretty good because they have a large airport there with connection flights to Paris and Amsterdam. So also Anke was supposed to come this Friday to St. Martin, and we changed her flights a couple of days ago to Martinique, or via Martinique to St. Barths, and actually we wanted to meet her today in St. Barths. We stopped that as well. Anke is already on Martinique, but we stopped the second flight to St. Barths because we don't know if Anke could go back to Martinique, and Martinique is a safer place also for her return flight. And if she doesn't leave Martinique, she has a high chance that she can fly out with the flight which is already booked. So I'm looking forward to see her after 2.5 months. Great feeling, that's the good news. Also my daughter was supposed to come end of April, again via St. Martin. That was the idea, having one hub, and that is in limbo as well, so I need to wait and see. I don't think that she can come. We need to decide if we can change her flight, probably also to Martinique, and then she can visit with a friend, but we don't know yet. And then, as I said, the Azores have closed temporarily until the end of this month. No cruising ships, no sailing yachts, no motor yachts. So that means my initial plan, sailing back via the Azores and then through the English Channel and back to the Netherlands, is in limbo as well, because I don't know if I can stop at the Azores in May. So I need to see what I will do. It's not my intention to stay in the Caribbean Sea and find a hurricane hole. I would like to go back because I have family as well in Germany, and I cannot stay away for 8 months or further 12 months. That's not my intention. Yeah, I need to see what will go on. So in Martinique we will first of all buy a lot of food and water to get independent, as we do not know how the situation will develop. As far as I understand, they're going to close the schools as well next week, and universities, so they're putting some actions in place, and we don't know if people are then starting buying a lot, putting it on stock, and the supermarkets might run out of food and water. So I try to get down there as soon as possible and buy those things that we gain a little independence. Yeah, and then afterwards, as I said, I don't know, I need to see. Yeah, not good news. The weather is perfect. Not meeting the moods, but we make the best out of it. The day is coming to an end. Interesting sunset over San Eustatius. At the moment sailing butterfly, 10-11 knots wind, Atlantic swell about 1.5 to 2 meters. So it's working okay, I would say. So, but I will go a little bit more windward and then put the sail on the other side and hopefully make a little bit more speed. Yeah, but all good. Hope for a quiet night. There's one sailing boat over there nearby on a similar course, so hope we're not getting in conflict.
The birds fly south as the light leaves your eyes. Hold on to your dream.
Guadeloupe is port side ahead, port side here. Yeah, the night was okay. I slept in intervals of 30 minutes in the beginning and the last few hours, 1 hour. but I'm quite groggy. I completely forgot how hard it is. On the Atlantic Ocean it was all okay after a few days, and you don't bother, but oh, that was very hard. And I have another night in front of me, so let's see how that goes. Unfortunately, not enough wind to sail, 4 to 5 knots, so we are on the engine. I hope we have enough diesel. It could last, could be okay, but only could, so I'm not sure. If the diesel is going down too fast, then I will reduce the speed to make sure that we get to Martinique. Our destination is Le Marin, if we get a berth there. Anke is on Martinique and we'll try to find out. Otherwise we might use another port, and we'll see. Yeah, so far so good.
Horse is running through the golden doors. We know you gotta take the ride. It's now or never.
Dominica is port side ahead. I have about 80 nautical miles left and we'll reach Martinique probably about sunrise. The immigration office is opening at 7:15, so I guess I will be the first one. We are approaching Fort-de-France. I'm driving to the gas station because I want to refill the diesel. I've made it. I'm now here at the fuel station. I will take gas, water. It's all not easy here. All restaurants are closed on the island and supermarkets are almost empty because of the coronavirus. All the actions are taken. Hopefully I can do customs clearance here. It's not too late. Hopefully I will see I can do clearance here, and then I will meet Anke somewhere. I need to find out what's the best option. And I'm really looking forward to see her, and then when you see how we carry on, I don't know yet. Yeah, we are now in Le Marin, Martinique. Over 1 week now. In Fort-de-France, Anke came a couple of hours later and I was very happy to see her. We put all the food on board. The fuel ponton didn't open, and also there was no possibility to do customs clearance because Martinique had a shutdown. They locked everything down, and we drove with Marin. She is a lady who provided the apartment to Anke and also did the taxi service. We drove to the petrol station and we filled up 130 liters diesel in the cans, and then we left Fort-de-France not knowing if we can do customs clearance here in Le Marin. But I could contact 2 British guys. They advised that there is a possibility in Le Marin, and we sailed to Sainte-Anne, dropped the anchor there in the evening, and we're extremely tired and frustrated, and then we slept, and in the morning we heard that the fuel ponton is open here in Le Marin, so we drove in and could take fuel and water, and then we dropped the anchor here and I grabbed the dinghy and drove over to the Gendarmerie. There was everything locked, door was only be opened a little bit, and there was a man with a mask and gloves asking what I want. I said customs clearance, and he said okay. So I was extremely happy that I could do customs clearance, and we are now cleared into Martinique. At the moment here's a shutdown, so we cannot do what we want, and also all the boats should stay where they are. It's just allowed here to drive between Sainte-Anne and the fuel ponton here. So what we did over the last few days is buying a lot of food and water. I think I went 6, 7, 8 times over there with a dinghy and bought whatever I could get, but the situation is not too bad in the supermarkets. They still have plenty of things because they are prepared for a lot of charter crews, provisioning for that. And as the charter crews are not coming, there's plenty of food and water, so we are not bothered too much about that. And we are prepared now very well. So what I will do now is I will heave the anchor and then go to the fuel ponton, take a little bit diesel and water. Don't need much diesel, we only have the engine on to charge the batteries. We are also organized here in several WhatsApp groups because it's our intention to sail back to Germany mid of May. So Anke will either fly back until mid of May if there's a chance to get out here, and at the moment it's not possible. There are a few flights flying out, but KLM, which Anke has booked her flight with, the return flight, they simply cancelled the flight, but they are not answering any emails. You can't get them on the phone to change the flight to later, so that is not very good. So either Anke flies out until the departure mid-May, or Anke sails with me to the Azores. At the moment there's a possibility to take food, water and diesel. You can't do customs clearance there, you can't go on land, but in June when we would arrive, the situation might have changed, and if there's a chance that Anke can fly back from the Azores to Germany, then she would do that. If it's not possible at that point of time, then we would sail back to Germany together. We are organized in the group Sailing Home Germany, and also a little group here, Sainte-Anne, Marin, exchanging information. So there's a list of yachts with details sent to the Bundespolizei in Germany, so the governmental police department looking after yachts and sailors in overseas. They already sent me an email asking for further details, so I provided my details and also told them that we are basically fine. We just need information prior to departure where we could do customs clearance in Germany, and also I need to check where I could get a berth in some of the marinas, but that's too far away. We are now in March, and nobody knows what will be in 3 months' time. So nobody can tell us now, yes, you get a berth in that marina, because all the marinas in Germany, well, let's put it this way, most of the marinas in Germany are closed. So let's see. I think we make the best out of the situation. And now I'm getting anchor up, or heaving the anchor, and we drive to the fuel ponton. Good morning! Yeah, I wanted to heave the anchor yesterday and go to Sainte-Anne, but unfortunately the anchor sits and can't be removed. So there was another boat next by. They had a problem with an old chain and they had to dive, and Frank came this morning and he wants to try to get it free. So let's hope it works. Frank could free the anchor. There was an old anchor chain and he removed it, and so we could easily heave the anchor. So we went to the fuel ponton, took water, diesel, petrol, and now we are driving to Sainte-Anne and drop the anchor there for the next few weeks. Good morning!
Hi!
Here we're now 6 days here in the bay of Sainte-Anne. Actually I had to check it in the diary because we are completely losing the feeling for time and the days. But all is fine here. So I took the opportunity buying some batteries from the chip chandler, put those in, and also yesterday I bought a genset from Honda, 2.2 kilowatts. So that helps us to keep the batteries well loaded, and also with the new additional batteries, 3 times 108 ampere hours, we are going easily through the night, and there's no risk that we take too much load out of the batteries. So we are ending up in the morning with 12.2 volts with the new batteries. So everything is good from that standpoint. Then also we have the opportunity going to the supermarket here, and also a tender is coming along with some bread in the morning.
Bread and croissants. They are delivering by a dinghy near the boat, and you can buy some fresh fruits from the market. And, once a week on Saturday you can order chicken or fish or spare ribs, and so we are very glad to have this opportunity here.
Yeah, it's all good, so we're not too much bothered. Obviously Anke cannot fly in April because France stopped, so has a lockdown now until the end of April, and your flight company KLM, they cancelled your flight.
Yeah, but there are some flights. I spoke to them this morning. It's from Paris and back to Paris from Martinique by Air France, but it's not possible to book me on another flight. And I have to wait 1 week more to speak with them, but perhaps I can fly out next week.
Yeah, hopefully not next week, but at least that's the end of April. So
yeah, we'll see.
Yeah, my plan is departing here mid of May, and then sailing back to Germany, either via the Azores or directly, I don't know yet, because the hurricane season is starting in June. Mid-May would be an ideal time to cross the Atlantic back via the Azores, or going directly to Great Britain or France. We need to see. Apart from that, yeah, we have everything we need. Supermarkets are open. Here's a little supermarket in Sainte-Anne, and also a fish market in the morning, so I bought a few tuna steaks there, and also fresh water we can get here at the pier in Sainte-Anne. Then there's a large supermarket in Marin, leader price, where we can go, so
Everything fine here.
Everything fine. Then we have other yachts here nearby, some new friends, and yes, sometimes we drive around with a dinghy, have a chat here and there, obviously with the necessary distance, but I think we are good so far.
Yeah.
This is Sainte-Anne. As in all parts of France, here is lockdown as well. The little town looks like deserted and abandoned. Supermarkets and pharmacy are open, restaurants are closed. There's no public life like the town must have seen in high seasons. That is really a great pity. Good morning!
Hi!
Unfortunately, it's the last breakfast together. Anke is going to fly home tonight. The taxi is ordered for 2 p.m. here from Sainte-Anne. Very sad.
Yeah, it's very sad. But I was here 5 weeks, 2 weeks more than planned, because the first flight last week was cancelled. But I'm very sad too, to say goodbye after 5 weeks. And I don't know when we will see again.
Yeah, we need to see, because the situation is constantly developing. At the moment the Azores are closed. We can just take water, diesel and some food, but it's not possible to get into the country and or sail around even. So, but some of the islands are starting to open up, so the situation gets a little bit easier. So there might be a chance that the Azores could be open in June, and then obviously Anke would fly in and we would spend some time over there. Otherwise, I make only a very short stop on the Azores and then carry on to Germany, and could be in Germany early in July. But we will see.
Yeah.
Yeah.
See and hope.
So we will enjoy the Last breakfast now.
Bye, see you soon.
Over! After that, I'm at anchor for another 3 weeks. I'm using the time working on the videos. I can book a Wi-Fi package and watch German television from time to time. During my last week, the preparations for the departure are in full swing. The underwater hull has to be cleaned, the sensors for the lock and forward scan are pulled and cleaned, I buy food and water, and do plenty of other things. And then the really big adventure starts, the return cruise to Germany. Ciao! Bis bald, ciao!